Thank you very much, Elsa, and to you, James, thanks for the introduction. I just want to start by saying how wonderful the Welcome to Country from Shannon was. He does an amazing job in making us feel welcome, but also transporting us to what is the longest running culture on the globe. And later in my speech, I'm going to talk about the importance of Indigenous tourism, but you can see why it's such an amazing offering by what Shannon did for us this morning. Well, the forum today is Future Focus, and I couldn't think of anything better right now for an industry on the cusp of something very, very special in this state. We have a 20-year vision for tourism, and the people in this room will be responsible for unlocking it. We must dream big, and there are three elements in order to do that, and it's about developing new product, it's about promoting it when the eyes of the world are on us, and then it's that afterglow into the future. And we have to be serious. We have time, but we shouldn't be wasting any of it. And we have to develop the kind of product to make sure that Queensland is front and centre for generations to come when it comes to this vital industry. Tourism is important to me. And I learnt that as a young boy growing up in North Queensland. I saw what the emergence of events did. I saw the rise and fall of international tourism in Cairns, where I used to go as a young man, and I know the importance of it underpinning those economies. As a local MP on the Gold Coast, I saw what happened during COVID, where small and family businesses found a way. The people in this room found a way somehow. Restructuring of businesses, clinging on, and you came out the other side. And what COVID did was explain to a whole generation of Queenslanders how great things were in their backyard. And our challenge is to develop that product and make sure that the world understands it and continues to drive it. And then I fell further in love with your industry in the 7 years I was the Shadow Minister. And I thought I'd be here today delivering an address as the Minister for Tourism. But it became clear to me when we were doing the machinery of government changes that the importance of removing those environmental roadblocks to developing that new product. And I did turn to someone I know and respect to be in charge of that, and that's Andrew Powell. Elsa was very generous to Andrew in her opening remarks. She did leave out a key part of her conversation with me. She said, Premier, I was very disappointed to see you not being the minister, but having met Andrew, he is so much superior to you. That was the opening remark as I walked in the room. And if I need further evidence of that, I look at the program, and the Director General has been given 12 minutes under the title Vision for Tourism. The Environment and Tourism Minister has been given the title Vision for Tourism, 12 minutes, and I've been given 10 minutes under the title Introduction. So it's best I get cracking. Look, I've seen the way your industry has wrapped its arms around both Andrew and Trish, and they're no strangers to you, and it's my vision for them to deliver something very, very special. In my charter letter to Andrew, I spoke about a number of things and the importance of getting things going in this state. I want you to know, all of you, it's my view that we will develop a very, very strong brand Queensland, but there will be the ability for individual regions to be individual, to market your point of difference and to be able to target where you best believe that money can be spent. The Attracting Aviation Fund will be strengthened, and there will be a focus on not just new route development, but where can we bolster existing routes to have longer term arrangements to not see the ebb and the spikes that come with new players in the market and then leaving. We want longevity of partnerships, and I am just as pleased to see an airline go from 3 weekly services to 4 and to be viable in the long term as to see a new player come in and open up a new opportunity. Both should be explored, both should be celebrated. The RTOs must control their own destiny in what the look and the shape of those are in the future, and that's the commitment we give you. You'll be empowered to serve and work with your local councils in your local communities. And we will fulfil our commitment to have a Tourism Cabinet Subcommittee. And today I can announce that the first meeting of that Tourism Subcommittee will be on the 3rd of December. and I'm going to explain who will be in that room, and that should give you an indication of how serious we are about this industry. The Deputy Premier will be there to make sure that any planning roadblocks are removed as the Minister for Planning. The Minister for Natural Resources will be there to make sure that any land tenure issues, the issues with those islands, can become a thing of the past. The Minister for Sport will be there to have a laser-like focus on the Olympic and Paralympic Games. The Minister for Transport and Main Roads will be there to ensure that drive tourism can continue to play an important role. The Minister for Local Government will be there to make sure that every community has a voice in the look and the shape of future approvals. And of course, Andrew will be there as Tourism and Environment, leading the charge and removing those roadblocks. Its focus will be on productivity, on product delivery, and that will also be the focus of the infrastructure review panel that will be in place for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. We are serious about this, and I use ecotourism as the example of what we must do into the future. There's been a 50% increase in product and indeed interest in ecotourism in the last decade, and I'm not convinced that Queensland's got its fair share. And I look at our beaches, I look at our rainforests, I look at the remote areas, and I look at the reef. And I do believe that it is possible to deliver world-class offerings. It's not about compromising the environment. It is about improving it. It's about creating a generation of people who will be defenders of it. And it's about creating opportunities for kids to have a job in that industry and for people to invest into the future. It's about getting a yes or a no, not being delayed and delayed and delayed until nothing happens. And that is the cultural change that has to be led, and it will be led. I use Wongetti as an example of that, a project that's several years delayed and well and truly over budget. And I see such great opportunity with that. But no project encaptures it more than Skyway in the Whitsundays. And I'm mindful Elizabeth is here today, and I want to thank her for keeping the faith. The money's on the table, over to you. Let's remove the roadblocks and deliver what will be an amazing point of difference for a really, really special part of Queensland. There is excitement in this room, and I want you to know we're excited about your future prospects as well. To the local governments who are here, and there are councillors from across the state, thank you for your interest. For those on the coast, for those in the outback, we're serious about working with you. To the small and family business owners, you put your money on the table, you put everything on the line, you employ people, we love you for it, and we're so much better as a state because of it. To those who are in or interested in Indigenous tourism, we want to back you. It is the sleeping giant of this state. And for those of you who have travelled and have experienced village visits in places like Fiji, it's really, really special. But it's not a patch on 60,000 years of culture. And we have an amazing opportunity to open up a generation of people who can fall in love with that longest running culture if we do Indigenous tourism right. And finally, to the new Minister and the Director General, I want to thank you both for the way that you've started your journey. To Trish, it was a big leap of faith, and I'm really, really grateful you have. Many people have raised to me the fact that Damien Walker will be coming to be my Director General. He's no stranger to the people in this room, and he is exactly what I said we would be pursuing, and that is someone who understands Queensland, free from political baggage, and has one job, and that is to ensure we have a world-class public service. And joining us here today is Bree James, who's just beginning her political journey, but someone from the other end of the state who will be charged with the responsibility of making sure that tourism is for every single part of this magnificent state. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, it is future focus. Future focus. Everything we are doing is about how can we ensure that we rely on the decisions and the success of generations gone by and never walk away from those things that have made this industry so special, but find every single way to develop the next chapter in an industry that has such a very, very exciting future. Thank you all very much for your time today.